The following program is presented by Pro Sound and Video.
Hello and welcome to Broward Teen News. Today we're at Cooper City High School to learn all about the home of the Cowboys.
Stay tuned to learn about how 5K goes beyond just a race.
How the Broward County Police Department uses athletics to connect with the youth.
And how one woman goes beyond her role in the community to help out our furry friends. I'm Grace Milan.
And I'm Brandon Nolan, and Broward Teen News starts now.
Today we are going to look inside our school to showcase some of the amazing things happening here in the Coop.
Our first story takes a look at the efforts made by the American Cancer Society to collaborate with the Miami International Airport to raise money by hosting a 5K on one of their runways.
Jaden Sheridan has more from the run.
Miami International Airport, a place where thousands of planes take off and land each day with runways that are always active. However, for a few hours, one of the 4 active runways closed traffic for airplanes and instead opened up for a once-in-a-lifetime event where people would have the opportunity to run a 5K race parallel to the active runway where planes would take off and land every few minutes.
So the MIA Runway 5K is actually in its 2nd year, and the cause behind it is for making strides against cancer, and all the proceeds from the event go to the American Cancer Society, which is the Making Strides Against Cancer organization. The idea basically came from the fact that there are some other major airports around the world that do very similar runs, so we thought it would be a good idea for MIA to have its own. And we understand in over 60 years it had never been done. So this is our 2nd year bringing the community together for such a run. So it's definitely a unique race. Only once a year. You can't shut down the runway all the time, and we looked for a little less airline traffic to do it, and that's why it happens in October. I think that the runners that were here today are going to see the airport in a different light. Now they can actually look out the window as they're taking off and go, I ran on that runway. Because this is as active as a runway gets. I mean, the runners were running and the planes were taking off and landing and stuff. So I'm sure there's people sitting in the plane looking out the window thinking, oh my gosh, I might think about doing that race next year. So hopefully we attract more runners next year and we can grow the race further.
With thousands of runners in this 5K race, almost all people ran with running attire. However, with the race being in support of cancer and it being a disease that greatly affects firefighters, a pair of firefighters from Miami Beach decided to run the race in a very special way in support of their affected brothers.
Cancer affects a lot of firefighters, so just because we know how and we have a lot of close friends that are dealing with cancer in the fire service, we know what it is like to struggle with that illness. So to support the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we decided to wear our suit just so that we can show people that they're not fighting this cancer by themselves and that there's hope.
That's an amazing event at the airport here in Miami, watching the planes land, take off at the sunrise, super cool. Definitely doing it again.
So you get a medal, you got the airplanes, you get another firefighter brother here. This is what it's all about, having fun and supporting the community.
And fitness and doing something that's challenging.
Always.
With this race being a great success, giving people the amazing experience of running next to a busy runway, we wish the best to the people the donations will be going out to. For CTV News, this has been Jaden Sheridan.
Here at BTN, we have the pleasure of working with other schools in our area to find out what's going on in South Florida.
Here's a story from American Heritage on how the Broward County Sheriff's Department engages the youth through basketball.
Today, Broward County Sheriff's officers came to this court right behind me. However, this was not a time to fight crime, but rather a time to engage with the community and play some basketball.
All day! All day!
Officers from around the city of Weston not only came to Regional Park to play basketball, but also to teach the youth that they are not somebody to be afraid of.
Nice. Give me 5. Give me 5. All right.
We use the basketball courts, we use football, basketballs to kind of like break down the barriers, to engage with the youth.
The old man can still run. The old man can run. Oh, don't hurt me.
But we're not necessarily, strangers. We want them to feel comfortable around us.
1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check.
And they used a variety of ways to do this, like giving out snow cones, free prizes, and even inviting some special stars.
came out here because I wanted to hang out with the cops.
It was very fun, and they were very nice. You won't have to be like nervous around them.
People that are afraid of us, we're showing that we're not the monster that people think we are.
They're just normal people, they're friends.
A mindset that the police wanted all the children to feel when they planned this event, which was put on by volunteers like Sylvia Tanache. And when I asked her what the purpose was, she said,
Basically, being close to the youth, the kids.
And as she goes on to explain to me later, their job is to protect us, just like they do with the basketball out on the court.
We're not only police officers. We also play basketball, baby. Let's go. Yeah!
Signing off for Patriots TV, Drew Bank, Weston, Florida.
Lots of Native American tribes still reside and share their culture in South Florida.
Nick had the opportunity to attend an American Indian Arts celebration to learn more about their culture.
For the last 20 years, the Athalthiki Museum has held an American Indian Arts celebration. I had the opportunity to learn more about their rich history and culture.
I'm Laura Della Russo, and I'm the registrar here at the museum. The museum was started in 1997 with the intention to preserve, interpret, and share Seminole history and culture. Native American culture is very much alive and strong. I know a lot of times people think about Native American tribes as being something more they learn about in history books, and that's not necessarily true.
For some brief history, in the 1700s, the Seminole Indians migrated to the Florida Everglades to maintain their culture from U.S. colonization. 300 years later, their culture still thrives today through fashion, dance, and art.
A lot of my art is like culture influence, like this painting right here is our patchwork design. You would see it on some of the clothing and such. I come from the tribe. You know, there's this other side of me, like who I am and, you know, that I try to keep alive.
While it's important for Native Americans to maintain their heritage, it is also important that they are recognized as individuals rather than the stereotypes in our society.
A lot of people think, when they think of Native American, the first thing they think of is a giant big headdress and teepees. Where you see our clothing here is unique, it's vibrant, it's colorful, it's different. It's not like everything you see on TV, because TV is very one-sided. There's a lot of times where, you know, if you wear your traditional clothing and you're out in public, people will say, oh, I like your costume. And it's not at all, you know, costumes are fake. Costumes are to pretend that you're somebody. And what we wear is us. We're the ones who invented the patchwork that you see in all of our clothing. Learn history. Learn the real history of wherever it is you're from.
Go ahead and get him. He just showed you the rear technique. That's the other way to catch an alligator.
The Seminole Tribe of Florida are courageous people who have struggled successfully to preserve their culture, traditions, and beliefs. For CTV News, I'm Nick Cohen.
80% of our oceans are yet to be explored.
Jaden Sheridan spoke with one marine biologist on how his discoveries are making an impact.
As people grow, they develop certain passions over time. But for Dr. Mike Heithaus, he made it clear that his passion was to travel the world as a marine biologist.
And the reason we do this is these shells are so smooth. I have always wanted to be a marine biologist. I grew up watching Jacques Cousteau and Eugenie Clark exploring and got a chance to go deep sea fishing, and I was hooked. I never wanted to be anything else other than a marine biologist. Well, you know, being a marine biologist is really about being an explorer and asking and answering questions about the oceans and the animals that live there. But now it really means more, because the oceans are in such trouble. It really is about understanding oceans so we can help protect and restore them so they're even healthier for future generations.
Being in the field is one side of the job, but there is a lot more to it.
We do a lot of work as marine biologists. So we go out, we do the studies, but then we have to share that, first with the scientific community through writing papers or giving presentations. What I really enjoy most about my job is being able to be outside in amazing places working with incredible animals. But it's also super exciting to learn new things, to discover things that people have never known before, and then to get to share that. Dry, still recording 4.5 hours of video. That is awesome. I love the teams I get to work with. You know, we get to do amazing work, but a lot of the excitement is also the people that we get to work with. You know, a lot of times when you think about marine biology, you just think about oceans and the animals that live in the oceans, but it's the human aspects of the job that are super exciting as well.
From chasing sea turtles on the water to adventuring the depths of the Costa Rican jungles, it's evident that marine biology is a very meaningful lifestyle for Dr. Whitehouse. For CTV News, this has been Jaden Sheridan.
On Veterans Day, we honor the lives of those who served our country.
This past Veterans Day, the Ryan Owens Foundation hosted their 6th annual run to celebrate his life and bravery.
Why are you here today?
I'm here to run for Ryan.
This Veterans Day weekend, the Owens family hosted their 6th annual Ryan Owens Memorial Run, honoring and celebrating the life of their fallen brother and uncle, who gave his life in service to our country on January 29, 2017.
Ryan Owens was a Navy SEAL. He was at SEAL Team 6. He was a Navy SEAL for most of his adult life. He had almost 20 years in, was getting ready to retire, and went on his last deployment to Yemen and was killed in combat in 2017, I'm sorry.
Everybody gets involved, everybody gets to see each other and commiserate and be together, and kind of it's a celebration of community and honoring our first responders and our soldiers at the same time.
The whole point of Naked Warrior Project is to raise money to build a statue of him, and it kind of just contributes to the overall memory of him by spreading his name and what he was about and how he lived every day. And it just we're spreading it with over 600 runners we have, and now they get to know about Ryan too, like we do.
4 Mile Beach Run is a run that they did in buds. It's on the sand. They did it in boots and with packs and such, but Ryan was a beast, and so this run is simply the same. The run is something Ryan would have done. He would have loved the party at the end more than that, and we just come out, we talk about him, we celebrate him, we keep his legacy going, and that is the important part with the guys that we're losing in combat now. We want to keep talking about him and keep celebrating them and their life and their sacrifice.
Make sure to follow @Naked Warrior Project on Instagram for any photos and updates about the race. And perhaps look into running at next year's 7th annual Ryan Owens Memorial Run. Reporting for Patriot TV, I'm Emma, Deerfield Beach, Florida.
Social media usage has been at an all-time high lately.
Haley Hausfeld is here to share more on this important message.
On average, teenagers spend 9 hours daily on social media. That's more than 1/3 of their day. Take a break and live in the moment. Don't let social media control your life.
Police are known to protect the citizens of their community.
One woman goes beyond her job to protect the pooches in the area.
Chiara Ambrosini got the chance to talk to Michelle Finelli and learn about how she helps these animals.
The career in law enforcement has expanded from a typical street patrol to a more community-involved role. One woman from Pembroke Pines Police Department has found ways to help our furry friends and give them a second chance in life.
Hi, I'm Michelle Finelli, and I've been part of the Pooches and Pines program since 2011. What inspired me to be part of Pooches and Pines was throughout my entire life I've always rescued animals. And now being a police officer and being able to participate in a program that helps save animals, reunite them with their owners if we can, and then get them adopted if we cannot find their true owners is a good community outreach program.
It's unsung heroes like Michelle that continue to help out the community in areas that many might not think need the support, or those that can't advocate for themselves.
The world is kind of a crazy place right now, and over the last 15 years I've seen it change a lot. But some of the more positive things are being able to be an advocate for our voiceless victims. Animals are voiceless victims.
This program hasn't always been easy on Michelle, but she knows that doing her small part in the community is what matters most.
We recently had a dog that was beat to death, and that was really hard for me. So to know that it lived and it died that way was very hard for me, especially since right around that same time I had to put my dog to sleep from cancer. So I'm thinking to myself, here I am exhausting all efforts to save my dog, and this guy just goes and kills his dog because it peed on the floor. And at the end of the day, they just want to be loved and kind of, shown a little bit better of a treatment.
Michelle goes beyond her duties by helping the community and caring for its pooches, even while no one is watching. For FSBA News, I'm Chiara Ambrosini.
As we get further into the winter season, snowbirds migrate down to Florida for the warmer weather.
However, Jane Goldsmith did the exact opposite and headed north to New Hampshire to learn more about a secluded group of people.
I'm here in New Hampshire visiting the Canterbury Shaker Village to share with you some of the heritage of this National Historic Landmark.
People left the villages to take advantage of some of those other opportunities.
I'm Bill Naughton. I'm a guide at a seasonal part-time guide at Canterbury Shaker Village in Canterbury, New Hampshire. The foundress of the Shakers was a woman named Ann Lee. She had a vision that if you take your church to America, it will flourish.
Beginning in 1792, Shakerism ran alongside American history for more than 200 years. They were admired for their contribution to American crafts, yet ridiculed for their eccentricities. But what makes this group different in comparison to other groups such as the Amish?
The Shakers embraced technology, innovation, wherever they could, where the Amish, not so much.
If you were sitting there, you wouldn't be able to pull those drawers out, so the drawers were over here.
I guess the big thing is the celibacy. Shakers were celibate. They didn't have kids. If the Amish didn't have kids, they wouldn't be able to farm their big farms.
Because the Shakers are celibate, the Shaker numbers have dwindled. By the 1900s, there were less than 1,000 Shakers, and today there are only 2 remaining Shakers living in Maine.
People would always ask, what's going to happen? Bertha Lindsay said, anyone can live a Shaker life. You greet everyone in a brotherly spirit with a lot of love. So, if we can each work a little piece of that into our lives, who knows?
The Shaker influence can be widely seen in fashion, furniture, textiles, and music. The next time you look at a flat broom or a washing machine, thank the Shakers. For CTV News, I'm Jane Goldsmith.
Over the last 100 years, temperatures have risen as global warming has combated our environment.
The Miami-Dade Library has come together with artists to teach the youth about local solutions to this issue.
Chiara Ambrosini explored more of these solutions at the Climate of Art Showcase.
When you look at a piece of art, many people only see what's on the canvas, but what you don't see is the meaning behind it.
Climate of Art specifically focuses on environmental issues related to our local environment. So we're talking about Biscayne Bay. It connects the environmental issue with art and that consciousness that brings it together.
Global warming is a difficult discussion to get started. So by using art to get the message across, more people are able to understand the importance and do their part to help find solutions.
Our role as artists is to inspire a call to action. And so with this painting, it is but one part of a much larger body of activism, which includes both the arts and the boots on the ground, taking care of the environment firsthand.
By getting the community involved and having them attend events like these, where they can participate in hands-on learning activities, South Florida has many local solutions for a brighter future.
The future doesn't have to be doom and gloom. It doesn't have to be gray and awful. And what we're seeing is that as the community start getting together and educating each other on solutions, we can have hope that we can turn this whole thing around to make the environment better for the future.
Yeah, can we walk from our home to, say, our friend's house?
the community is really benefiting, you know? We're getting these new students, these new people coming out to become and take these great careers, you know? There's only so many artists in this world. We need scientists, we need biologists, we need doctors, you need nurses, you know?
Through science, politics, and art, the South Florida community comes together locally to help our planet globally. For CTV News, I'm Chiara Ambrosini.
Since Halloween, mystery and magic seem to be lurking behind the shadows.
I got a first-hand experience to see how this box unfolds.
Let's go. Oh, yeah. Come on, man. I beat you. Do we have any other board games we can play? No. All right, cool. What the? Hey, Ryan, come here. Come here, man. Yeah, what's up? What is that? Oh, it's a stool. Should we try to open it? Go. Alright. Whoa! That you sold it to me. Yeah. Hey, what was that? Check it with me. Close it now! Get rid of it! Go! One. Let's go. Corner, let's go.
You know, Nick and I also had some creepy encounters following Halloween.
I bet yours were just some lights flickering on and off.
You can take it really high. Is that a foot? No, it's what?
Must be a blown fuse. Let's go check the box.
You think I'm going down there after watching that?
Don't be scared, just come with me.
Let's just get this over with.
Will you relax? Grace, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Grace? Grace?
Finding the perfect job can be difficult for some.
Julian Correa is tasked with getting hired, but is having trouble finding the job that suits him best.
Here's your water. Oh!
Watch it!
I'm so sorry, ma'am. So take the square root of 4, and that's going to be 2. Times that by 5 is 10. And 10 divided by 2 is 4.
Are you sure you're doing this right?
I mean, I took this class last year, and I got a passing grade. I think you'll do fine on the test.
Yeah, I'm just really worried. I really have to pass this test. Thanks for coming here to tutor me.
Of course.
Thanks for all your help.
You still haven't found a job yet?
Cut me some slack, okay?
As Devin Alderman waits for her Uber driver, he comes a little faster than expected.
But is her Uber driver really who he says he is?
go?
Yeah, I'm game.
I didn't expect you to get here so fast. I guess the traffic wasn't as bad as the Uber app said.
You know how technology is. Can't trust it. Same goes for people. Can't trust them nowadays either.
Thanks for the warning, I guess.
So, been a long day?
Yeah, I had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I missed like half the school day, and I have a ton of work to catch up on, so honestly, I'm just glad to go home.
Yeah, you don't mind if I pull into this gas station over here? I won't charge you for the ride.
Oh yeah, of course, it's fine.
Everything all right?
Actually, if you could just drop me off right here, that'd be fine.
It's not that much farther. I can take you the rest of the way.
No, like right here is good.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day.
Do you mind locking the car door?
Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, that wraps it up here from Cooper City. I'm Brandon Nolan.
And I'm Grace Milan. If you want to see stories like these and more, make sure you like our Broward Teen News Facebook page.
See you next time.
Broward Teen News was brought to you by ProSound and Video.